Hey everyone, BJ Bergey here, Director of Product Development for One SEO. Listen, there's a lot of information flying around about Core Web Vitals. Nobody really, can put their thumb on what exactly is it. Google has literature and write-ups on it, industry leaders have write-ups and literature on it, but what does it mean to the common everyday business owner? It's a lot of technical information, and everybody's like, do I just make my site faster and it works? Well, I'm hoping to shed some light on this so you have some actionables to walk away with. First off, let's talk about what exactly is it. So Google has Core Web Vitals, and that's a subset of what they call Web Vitals. Now, Web Vitals is about 20, give or take, things that Google looks for in a healthy performing site as a best foot forward recommendation. Core Web Vitals is 3 of those pulled out as a subset of Web Vitals, namely Cumulative Layout Shift, the CLS, First Input Delay, FID, and Largest Contentful Paint, LCP. Now, these sound great to somebody who's technically in the know-how, but what does that mean to the everyday person, right? So let us break it down for you. Cumulative layout shift is talking about, what you click is what you get. There's no bait and switch. There is no somebody comes, clicks a button that says you're going to A and you deliver them to B. This seems pretty straightforward. This should be a no-brainer win for a lot of people. First input delay, on the other hand, is about, JavaScript. And, we're imploring people not to have too much JavaScript on their site. And we'll talk about what that means and how that shows up on your website in a few seconds here. Now, largest contentful paint is probably one of the easier ones when you stop and think about it. But it's basically saying the largest piece of the website needs to be loaded in a very quick format. So think about your homepage. Probably the biggest part is that top section. So the idea is that you're going to load things in order rather than trying to load them all at once. So think about an end user coming to your website. If they get on your homepage and the top loads instantly fast, while the stuff below that they can't see loads one after another, they're getting a great end user experience. You're meeting this need from Google, and you're going to win. So the idea is to defer things. Some things you can do to achieve these things is sizing your images correctly. Modern formats beyond JPEG are going to be things like WebP format. Other things you can do is think about what your site needs to actually work. And this is where the JavaScript comes in. So tracking codes, something we use all the time, especially in the digital marketing space, actually add more calls and requests in JavaScript to your website. So the more things you track have a negative impact. Well, you're asking me, hey, I need to do this for my business. If you need to do it for your marketing, there is no reason to change it right here, right now. Wait till this hits, see what the ramifications are, if any, and then make decisions from there what you need and don't need. It's one thing to track 5 different things. It's another thing to track 50 different things. Do you need to have all that tracking on your site? That's what you need to be asking yourself. And then lastly, you want to review everything that's integrated into your website. And a good way to look at this is, do I need Instagram feeding into my website for my user experience? Do I need to embed things from HubSpot? When I'm embedding all these things from outside sources onto the website, you're actually adding to all the time it takes for those things to parse into your website. So everything I'm talking about sounds like it's speed-oriented, and truthfully, this is about user experience. It's just consequently that speed is a part of that. So while this update may not measure speed directly, speed enhancements to your website do help this. So, if you're focusing on speed already, your digital marketing agency is saying, hey, listen, we can do these things to speed up your website, by all means, you need to be doing them. And then Core Web Vitals will come through. Now, let me say this. There's been a lot of research. This has been touted for about a year. But think about it. Nothing's been touted from Google to this magnitude in a long time. People are, gravitating towards this, trying to figure out, how impactful or not impactful is this going to be. And a lot of industry leaders are truly just kind of waiting and seeing. Because the one thing here that's sticking out like a sore thumb to everybody is the fact that only like 4% of the internet is actually passing this. Core Web Vitals is based off of information they get from field data, not actual information about just your site and the bots indexing and everything, but field data. And what that means is you can go and make a change to your website, but there's a 28-day lag time until you get gratification for your site. Now, that's a long time to find out what moves the needle and what doesn't. So, best foot forward mentality is to take care of these little things that you can do, but you also have to wait and see and measure everything. The numbers are not going to lie to you. Make sure you take care of all these things, but at the same time, monitor it. See what's going to happen specifically to your website. Everybody's going to be treated differently, but everybody's website is not built the same. You have to do what's in the best interest of your end users, but also in the good graces of Google at the same time. I know this can be extremely confusing. We invite you to read the accompanying blog to learn more about this. And if you have any questions, reach out to One SEO Digital Agency. We'll be happy to guide you in the right direction. Till next time, thank you, my friends.